Does it say?
Do you know how many people, are you able to tell how many people actually watch this? But can you tell?
Yeah.
Nike?
I know it's that, oh, there's an error on the agenda.
You redid that.
I redid the minutes, but the agenda does have the wrong date. Today is December 17th.
And I know, that's funny, because I never say that.
Okay, call meeting to order.
Start with.
Lakeisha. No. There she is. Uzziah.
Oh, is there one?
This one doesn't have one. Oh, I must, it's probably mine. Jackie? Here. Katie? Here. Sandy? Here. Dee? Justin? He said he'd be a few minutes late. Dana? Amber? Here. We have a quorum.
Approve the minutes from last week. I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye. Any opposed? Director's report?
Okay. So, fewer events and things around this time of year, but I've been in the office a lot, working on a variety of programs and initiatives I'll get into. Big focus on warming center this past month, getting, I've been responsible for writing the plan and an MOU and yeah, and then it's how are we doing, like how are we communicating it to the public? It's just had a lot of kind of like hiccups along the way. And like I want to acknowledge that, you know, an individual in our community who's experiencing homelessness passed away this past week. And that's just really been like, it's been weighing on me.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. That's just been, it's felt like a sad thing this week. I'm so sorry, I did not mean to do this.
Never do those things.
It's okay, it's a horrible thing that happened and it's so sad that, and you've been doing a lot of work related to it and so it's very close to home.
Yeah. Anyway. I feel like we're making progress though. We've developed a partnership with Mental Health America. They are operating under the criteria that the city has released, which is when it's like less than 5 degrees, when there's snow on the ground, and it's less than 32 degrees when there's like precipitation and it's cold. So it's just so sorry.
I know this sounds like, this is gonna sound probably really out of character, but I know that you said it's weighing heavy on you, and I had said something about it earlier on my Facebook. I think it should be something that we should acknowledge in the room, that it is heavy, that is a very heavy thing, and I appreciate you acknowledging that moment. And can we, and if you don't wanna do it, can we say a prayer for that? Can somebody lead a prayer for that? Can we do that? Can we legally do that?
I'm not sure.
I don't think we can. Okay, well, can we say a moment of silence for that? Can we do a moment of silence for that individual? Can we do that?
Yes.
Thank you so much, AT. We appreciate you and everything else that you're putting into this, you know, it's so much, it's so heavy in your heart.
I think it's just, I think it feels like, I mean, certainly, I know a lot of people want someone to blame, and I mean, I don't think we can say there's one person, but certainly it feels like we have to do better.
Well, and I know, not to make assumptions and things, but I know that there was some resistance from whether the county or community partners to of operating some of the warming centers and being open and deploying more people and staff and, you know, from the areas where there were resistance, where everyone's like, we have to do more, we have to do something, here's the resources to be able to do something about it. I hope, not to like place blame or things like that, but I do hope it's a very clear wake up call of we're trying to do better and trying to make resources, please use them to expand services so we can do better.
And so like, I'm so thankful for, you know, people in this, you know, kind of this community who have been helping. I know Sandy has brought meals, I know Isaiah's sister-in-law, you know, runs Pathways Day Center, and it's just there's so much, there's a lot of coordination that goes into this, and it's just, yeah, it will happen, but we need to do everything we can to make sure it's not in this community.
So is there, I mean, I make the meals because it's the right thing to do. And it's also, it's wonderful for me when you can do something that's good and is also very satisfying. And so feeding people for me is just really satisfying. So I do, but are there other things, I mean, are there other skills, other things that I could do maybe on a different scale? I mean, I have time, I have the luxury of, I have time to do things that some of you don't have.
I think the other thing that is like, homelessness is going to increase. It's inevitable, like with the cuts from HUD to permanent supportive housing. There's, you know, public health cuts in Indiana specifically. Health departments, their budgets have been cut because of Senate Enrolled Act 1. People are gonna lose their housing, rent is going up. People are, and so I think that's the other scary thing is like, we are not prepared as a society for that. And yeah, it's like, what can an individual do when, yeah, it's terrible. But that's been a lot of work, is just working with the mayor's office to make sure we have communication as clear as possible and that we're communicating to county officials, we're communicating to all of the homeless coalition partners when a center is opening, that gets released, that they know that when it's activated, when it will be open, when it will be closed, specific location, that there's flyers, that the information is then getting disseminated to consumers themselves, that it's not just,
Like on social media.
yeah, Facebook is not gonna get the word out, and so making sure our police officers know, and that when they see people that or that they're not just moving on, that we're doing everything in our power to help people get connected to the services they need, we've worked, and we really want the county support for this, and financially, so the city is gonna do $1,200 a day, for each day that it's activated, under this new criteria, and we've asked the county to match that up to it's like $30,000. We went, Brandon and I went on, I don't remember when that was, I don't have it on here. 2 weeks ago on, to the county council meeting, but it was tabled, and it will be on December 29th at 10 a.m. is when we're going back, and we're gonna ask them to match that. We have no idea what they're going to say, if they're gonna, I mean, yeah, they're hard to predict. It's at 10 a.m., so it's like a little bit inconvenient if
It's
you're.
the county council meeting.
Yeah, it's a special meeting, it's a Monday.
Is it open? Is it an open?
Oh, yeah.
Can we come?
It's open to the public, absolutely. I have it, yeah. County council.
What's the date of it?
December 29th,
Okay.
so Brandon and I are going back.
Can you remind, it's at the, just the county,
Yeah, it's at the county annex building in there, just when you walk in the front doors, it's right to the right.
I'll mark me down, because I'm off at the end of the year, so.
Good.
I will be there. Hotels.
does the state government know this happened? Like, not to, you never wanna like politicize an innocent person by any means, and that's not where I'm going, but they know that this is the outcome of these decisions.
That homelessness is gonna increase.
Yeah, and cause loss of life, in my opinion. Well, fact, but I'm like, do they no care?
I think that the question that you should be asking is that second one.
Do they care? Right, cause I don't think, I think they're like okay with this outcome,
No.
which is horrible.
You know, it's in fact-
She's trying to.
Anyway,
I can say whatever I want. It feels like if, you know, people with disabilities, people who are mentally ill, people who are, you know, if they can just brush that aside, I mean, they don't want them to be on permanent government support. I mean, I think exactly why that program was targeted, permanent supportive housing, says it has the word permanent in it. Oh, you know, I'm gonna be supporting this person for the rest of their lives. Well, you know, some people are, we have, as a society, we have to support, and you know, not everybody that lives in permanent support lives in it permanently, but it's like, okay, you don't have to
It's supposed to
figure something,
transit.
you're not like on a deadline, well, I gotta get out in, 2 years, and that's what they're gonna do. Is they're gonna have like a deadline, you gotta be out by this time, and things happen, people lose jobs, people, lose limbs, I mean, all sorts of things that can, and that mindset of like, we just gotta push people along to pick yourself up by the bootstraps, mentality is not, it is not a one size fits all. Anyway, we don't need to,
How was the 6 degrees decision? I mean,
the temperature.
yeah,
The National Coalition on Homelessness says that anytime that the temperature is less than 40 degrees outside, you should really have a warming center open. That would be every day from October to April. That would be essentially.
right, there's a long distance between 40 degrees and 6 degrees.
So what previously, in our community, we had warming centers open at a 0 degree wind chill. And, to kind of stretch ourselves a little bit at a time, I think that the goal is to like see how this goes. Include these other factors, which will significantly increase the number of days of operation, from the 0 degree threshold to adding snow and rain and wind. To have those, I mean, they're gonna double, if not, and this winter has been brutal, fast, begin early. And I think that that's, we're gonna see, it's already been out, or should have been activated, under these new criteria quite a bit, but we just got things kind of rolling with the Mental Health America as a partner to who had the resources to meet these new criteria just this last week. Other things, we've got some other like exciting projects coming up that I have also been trying to get everything accomplished. So we've been working with ISU, a PhD cohort had taken on a project for us called the Neighborhood Equity Investment Fund. And that is in new or old business, so we'll get to that in a second. Same with Black History Month and Martin Luther King Jr. I talked a little bit about the Warming Center, but I have the dates for the upcoming events that we've got going on. And on the back, on Christmas, our office is closed for Christmas Eve and Christmas. I think, is Christmas on a
Thursday.
I think that City Hall's also closed on that Friday, but like I'm here, so I'm gonna be working in and out those days, maybe not Christmas Day, but because I'm leaving town on the 31st, and so that will be more of my Christmas is the 31st, 1st and 2nd, which is a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But anyway. Financial reports, from the first one that we have, it's as of last Friday, so it's definitely not updated because I submitted a lot today, because today was the last day to spend money. So I've tried to.
What if we bought today?
Well, you guys gotta come see my office later. I pretty much depleted the printing category, which that is in old business, so we'll get to that in a second. I had a little bit of mileage, so travel just another like $100 from when I went to that French Lit conference. But other than that, then like everything, there will be an updated one at our January meeting that will show you at the end of your statement how everything came out. The second page is our civic promotions, and so we didn't spend everything this year. We bought banners, we got that invoice paid, and then I bought stuff for the day of service. We're making those kits for people who are experiencing homelessness, so took a trip to Sam's Club and bought a lot of stuff. We have granola bars, nutri-grain bars, hand warmers, socks, gloves, bars of soap, but we also will be buying more things using the grant money, which I'll get to in a second. But we did not spend everything this year, but we actually will have $1,000 more in this account next year, so just keep that in mind as we think about next year. But we did good. I mean, if you look at all the things we bought, it was a good things. Questions about finances? Okay. I think we have to accept that.
Anyone that can accept the financial report
Or either.
or in director's report? Second,
Second.
all in favor? Anybody opposed? Okay.
I feel good about the way that the Black History Month banner project is progressing in terms of that one is the one that is not causing me 2 a.m. Emails to myself. If that's any indication of how scattered everything is. But we announced them publicly. If you didn't see, it was on Facebook. It was also in a press release. Lakeisha was on WTHI with me. If you didn't see, you might have to put it up at the end. You did wonderful. And so thank you for, It's like he should just work down the road. I was like,
Can you come here?
I see you from my building.
middle of the day. And so, we talked to them and we've heard, I would say, again, always, it's like 99% always positive. I did get one phone call from someone who's really upset that we didn't pick their person. But she had asked that I just send her what she wrote about that person so she could share it with them. And she said, thank you so much. Like, Merry Christmas. So I think at the end of the day, she's fine. But event logistics, as I think I've stated previously, we'll have an honorary reception and then we'll have an installation ceremony. I've reached out to all of the nominees who are still living and their nominee tours, as well as Dee gave me contact information for some family, and so I've been inviting people to these events kind of over the last few weeks. If you have anybody or know anybody that we need to invite to either of these events that are connected to our honorees, of course, please continue to share that with me. I feel good. But the one thing we're really focused on right now is creating a like library, if you will, of all of the banner honorees from past and this new class, which will be featured on the website on like our page, so people can learn about their stories, not just, at the reception, but people can go online and read about them. And so I have a Google Drive that the committee has, and then our like Susie from the History Center and the Ariel Craig from the library. Also, they all have access to this, and we're updating this spreadsheet. I'll show it to you on the screen. I can move it over there. So I'm trying to do 250 to 300 word bios for each of the people. So we still need quite a few of them from our previous people. But all of our honorees from last year, we have their information since we put that together last year.
So I was gonna work on it, but I
Can't access,
I
okay.
couldn't get to the nominations to write the 250 words. Like,
So,
I didn't know where I was supposed to
yeah, so
get those.
that's kind of, I don't have nominate for these people because they were the original banner honorees. And so this was kind of like the ones that were already made when I got here.
So you're asking, so we need to write them from scratch, is that what you're asking?
Yes, I'm so sorry, yes.
I'm trying to follow too, but yes.
Yes, and if that is not within your wheelhouse, that is okay. That is something that Susie and Ariel both said that they would feel comfortable helping with, but of course, if you have information about these individuals.
Aviatrix, what a great way to, what a great word, sorry.
Like,
At least one
I'm just gonna read them.
what? Google search. Susan has nothing on these?
Well, I guess she just hasn't tackled this project yet, but I am just sharing where we're at with this project is we're not done.
And initially, she couldn't get access to it.
I know, I did
Yeah.
reshare it, I think, yes. So somebody added this one, it may have been Susie, it could have been Ariel, Craig, I don't know. But yeah,
Like some of them will be easy, like so Cynthia Perry. That's she's Googleable.
yeah.
Yeah, some of them are. Yeah. And now that the semester is over and I can breathe, I'll go in there and do what I can.
I have pictures.
I can do some too, but maybe should we just assign?
So that was,
what we want?
yeah, there is this column here, responsible person. So if you wanted to claim somebody and you have editing access, you can type your name in and you can claim that.
Do you have to justify that you're responsible?
No, I'm just
Responsible as a publisher.
Yeah.
It's a good approach to just have people know, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give it that. I'll definitely do
But, yeah.
Cynthia Berry.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can type, yeah.
In the wrong one, okay.
So my goal would be that all of this will be done by the 27th of January.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that was like,
No, that's in 10 days. So that at the banner reception, I can say, you can read all the stories on our website now. And I have all their photos. And if I have to, bio coming soon on one or two of them, I feel okay, but I'd love to get.
How many of them is there? Because I know I was just recently looking at who were
There
something else.
there were 18 people here that, or maybe 19. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. There's 19 people, now 18 since Charles Heights been done, that still need one. Because the other ones, I had their information from last year.
Okay.
And then the new people, I haven't written their bios either, but I will take care of that. Because I will be giving it to our speakers. It'll be based off of that, the program. And I know your husband is in here, and if you want to change anything, of course, like I give you full permission to. Yeah. Yeah. And then I don't want anybody to get emotional again, but of course, if you didn't hear, Charlie Brown, who was honored last year, passed away, and his services will be this weekend. I'm just fragile right now, so. Yeah. Good person this last week. But yeah, that's where we're at. Like I said, I feel a lot better about this project in terms of, I feel like I'm on track.
and as far as the reception, then you'll assign us
Some roles.
roles and bios that to read.
So we assign them to the committee to read, so you don't have to read anything. But I might need some program handout people and some setup people, but I'll keep you all.
Well, I can't do that kind of thing.
That's,
But
yes, but you
but I
can
can
hand
do,
out programs.
I can hand out programs.
Right, because I will sign up for that.
I can set up
and clean up.
Those are things in my too.
Yes, and I will.
Jackie and I.
Because I'm excited. I got a few like calls and comment, about, oh, I'm so glad, so and so is getting the banner. That always makes me feel
It's
good.
like
I also got a call this afternoon, that I need to return, from, it's someone related to Ellis Mills of Big Shoe, about wanting to do separately, not about actually him, about the founders of the Heights Center doing a Black History Month program during Black History Month about them. And so I just need to give them a call back and kind of see what they're thinking, but might be doing another thing in February, maybe toward the end of February, with them about maybe something at the History Center. They said something about they have a committee going, so I'm like, great, I love volunteers. But I'll keep you in touch. Like I said, that just came in this afternoon and I need to return that. Actually, there's another, and Evansville is watching. Evansville loves our Black History Month project. They are a Human Relations Committee and their mayor, and they have called me and they're like, I need to know what you're doing, because we gotta do it here. And I'm like, okay, it's a really busy time. I will, but I think that I connected them with Dr. Mary, and so she knows Diane, who runs their commission, knows Dr. Mary, and so.
The mayor is in Belgium.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
okay, very good, very good. So, love to be a trendsetter,
Yeah.
but that's all I got there.
That's good, that's good.
Terre Haute, leading the way. And that front. Any questions before we move on to MLK? It's gotta be really good, but. Okay, so I owe you maybe an email because I made a little bit of a change.
Oh, okay. Also I asked for sponsorship and it's a little,
Great, because I will see if it updates some things. So, MLK Day of Service, still happening. I just changed the time a little bit. Previously I had it starting at like 9 a.m. Now volunteering, which it says it wrong on here because honestly I wrote this before I changed it. Which it's right on the flyers, which are here. If you guys want to take a couple, pass around, there's different things. That's the sponsor packet, and then there's flyers. So that's the sponsor packet. The Indiana State University Office of Community Engagement applied for a grant to help us with this project for $2,000, and we got it, which is great. And that'll pay for things like the backpacks and other hygiene products like shampoo and deodorant and hand sanitizer and wipes, and hats. I think we want to get hats too, and I did not buy those. Hats are expensive. Sort of gloves. Anyway, not a bad thing, just I'm noticing. So on the goal, part of the grant, the $2,000 grant, is that we need to engage 101 volunteers minimum for this event. And so if we had 100 people packing, it would go really fast, but we can kind of split it up over time. And so my goal is to have about 15 people help me the day before the event, get the stuff from my office to Booker T. Washington, which is where we're having the event. And Booker T. Washington, I called them and they unlock the doors for us, probably sometime in the like 2 to 5 p.m. range. And so that minus 15, if we can get 15 people, and some of you could be those 15 people. When you look in my office later, you will understand why I think we need to do this the day before. It is a lot of stuff. And just everything is like, so many little boxes, load everything up. And then have a group do setup, about 20 people help us set up that morning. And the center we can access at 8 a.m. And so I'm asking then our setup team to get there at 8:30 and help us get set up and get people registered, get everything organized, because volunteers will arrive at 9:30 for check-in and our service project will start at 10. And then I'm gonna try to cap it at like 65, maybe 70 volunteers for the event. Like I said, I think it'll go really fast if our setup teams can get everything in an assembly line, and then we have people at each of the stations, if you will, explaining like what you need to put in the bag from that station. And those can kind of be some of our setup volunteers. In my head, that part of it will be pretty simple and self-explanatory. It's just the matter of like actually getting everything organized. ISU, through the community engagement office, they have students who look for volunteer opportunities for that day. So this sign up has been sent to them and then making it available to the students. Rose Coleman, because we have a new contact there, also has been given the sign up. I do need to send you the fresh flyers with the corrected times. And so they will also be sharing that with students. I've got a couple contacts at North High School who are interested in sharing this with their National Honor Society and a couple other service organizations. I'm gonna share it with Katie Shane, to have it be shared with all of the high schools. I think I'm mostly what we don't want is somebody to drop off their 7-year-old and have no parent. There is a sign up for volunteers. Actually, let's go to our website, because that's always fun. Oh, it's because I'm logged in. Sorry, guys. It's the edit view. Okay. Okay, whatever. It's the edit page. So, our nice banner. Day of service explains the event. Volunteer check-in 9:30 to 10, service 10 to 12, Booker T. Washington address. These are the things, who can participate, why attend, and then you go here to register to volunteer. Same information, we ask for name, email, phone number. If you're signing up with a group, just kind of for our own information, but if you say yes, then it asks you what group you're affiliated with. And if you say no, then it just asks. We need, which actually, parent guardian permission form, I'm gonna link that here. I actually haven't done that yet, so that will be linked there, because if they are gonna be under 18, I think our legal department said it would be good to have that. Now, I don't know if we're gonna have t-shirts for volunteers, but in case we get a t-shirt sponsor in the sponsor packet, I'll have people's sizes, and I need to add in other options, so. And then if people are interested in helping with that setup or the day before, there's now an additional volunteering opportunity. So, a couple things that I need to adjust on there after going through this with you. The link to the form and I need additional size options for t-shirts. That's, anyway, go ahead.
The kids. Do we want to put like a range? Because then if there's an elementary school child that should be a parent there
Okay,
versus
we'll just do,
versus
here, should I just say parent must be present?
versus
Yeah.
middle school or high school, because they can kind of take directions a little bit
And
better
that's why
per se.
there's a group, and it's not just me.
But we don't want to also be distracted with like trying to monitor
Yes.
little kids.
Okay, then I definitely need to, okay.
Good idea.
Sign up for that.
Would they have under 18 or?
I would probably put like 2 age grades, like if they're under maybe like 13.
Yeah.
12.
If they're under 12,
Just
the parent must be present.
Okay,
Still a permission slip, but like, yeah.
okay. Less than, you said, not greater than, I'm terrible at math.
I think we want one.
That's not true.
For legal purposes, so just still. Prepare authorizing. So, here, president will be parent.
I'll just do it.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Is it 13 to 17?
Yeah, you're right, I don't know what I'm doing.
You're good. I had like 2 brain cells this morning. Somehow they've increased today, but they'll go down shortly.
All minds working together.
They're just rubbing together like, you got it.
With legal, you can confirm if you still need a permission slip for the 13 and 17. You could, I'm sorry, for the under 13. That might be a legal question, like if the parent is present, do they still want us to have permission slips?
Yes.
Okay.
so I'm gonna put this on Facebook to the public as well. But, and anyone is welcome to come to the day of service. But, I mean, if we have, I mean, I really don't, I mean, I'm being honest, I really don't want like 500 people there. Like, well, there's only 250 packs to make, so, that's something I'm also mindful of.
100 people.
Still, that's a lot. That's a lot. No,
That'd be a problem.
Yeah.
Worth having, I mean, in some
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I don't know, I just, I never
Kids or-
even.
You could say like something on
I can go
like,
to audience,
it
of course, I can go.
cap off or.
Yeah, I would have put that.
Yeah.
At 100 or something.
Okay.
Say something to that, I don't know what the wording is, but cap off.
That's true. Cause I guarantee you,
Available to the first 100
Yeah.
registrants
the
or staff.
students, the college students will fill that up instantly.
Okay.
So then you don't have the 500 people running for t-shirts.
Yeah, So, I don't think I can make it where you like,
You can put it somewhere in the
Yeah,
information.
in a form or whatever.
okay, just put it up here in the information.
And then
Put
when
it in
you see the
multiple
responses
spots
later, you
Okay.
just be like, well, and people might not show up day of, they might sign up and then no show, so.
Think 120 people, think about clean up. 120 people, probably say.
But then maybe gives them a sense of urgency of, ooh, I should probably sign up.
That's right.
They don't know where they
Right.
Just say, volunteers are limited to 100, the first 100. Yeah,
It's just like 120 will be safe because then somebody doesn't show up, then you still get the capacity.
Okay. But then there's a little run show on the back, I kind of explained that. We'll have a little like kickoff at the beginning, before they explain to people, this is what you do. But if you look at the sponsor packet that I passed around, if we can get somebody to donate breakfast, there will be breakfast available. If we can get somebody to have t-shirts, there will be t-shirts for the, attendees, but, we don't, if we don't get that, then we won't have it, and that's okay.
If you had to choose, what would be one sponsorship? What would your first choice be?
The t-shirts.
The t-shirt.
Do you have this in the email format?
Yes.
Yeah, can you see that?
Yes. Did you send that?
Send it to everybody.
Oh, Carly, so Carly has no budget, and if for our office, apparently, it's supposed to be like less sponsorship side, but more if the numbers are running the thing and we pay for it, that kind of stuff.
Okay, that's
But they
totally-
sent it to SGA to see if SGA can, the Student Government Association can be a sponsor.
Oh, great.
Yeah, if you send it to,
yeah.
I would say just me and Carly, cause Michelle, or just me and I'll just send it to Carly. Huh?
They should be able to.
Rose, is it?
Well,
Their SBA has
yeah, the SGA should ideally.
a lot.
And also too, if you had to send out things today, get it out to us, there might be somebody else that has to send out things by tomorrow.
Yeah, the deadline to spend money before people leave for break and stuff.
But it might be another organization that isn't the school thing, you know what I'm saying? You just have to get it sent out for the end of the year.
The bank
Yeah, I've got a,
first financial.
yeah. Or things, so the other thing was like the toothbrushes and toothpaste, we've now reached out to like 3 or 4 different dentists to see if they would donate that.
Oh, nice.
Number one,
Dentistry
It's our-
just for kids.
that's who I emailed the lead smiles, because I said, I'm a patient.
Yeah.
Definitely dentistry for kids.
They're
But
great.
that's the same group, isn't it? Well, I guess.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's owned by the doctor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
It is,
So he's got 2?
The elite smiles is for adults.
Oh,
yes.
I heard y'all get weighted blankets.
I don't know, I've never used any of
Dang, I just show up and
But yeah, this is.
Anyway,
But that's.
and then,
this is our
yes, so
And
that,
that's Butland, I mean, I don't think he could do a huge amount, but
yeah, and
anything would
gave
help.
me 10, that's 10
Yeah.
more than I had yesterday, and I can get 10 from Elite Smiles,
Yeah.
and 10 from Finley is a dentist here in town, lovely, that somebody, here is a patient of, and so I reached out to them. Somebody said something about the prison, so somebody's reaching out to the prison for me about prison. I mean, surely they,
They got stuff.
they do grudges. I mean, if they're like terrible, I guess I'll say.
And it's something that it's a good problem to have, if you get all the sponsors, and
Exactly.
donations, then you can do more than 250.
All of the money, so any of the sponsorships, if it's money, like somebody just wants to give us money, it's gonna go through the ISU Office of Community Engagement, because trying to get money here
It's a
is,
whole problem.
well, we wouldn't actually ever get to spend it, because I would have to go to the city council to get it appropriated to me.
Dang.
And that's not gonna happen in the time that, it happens.
With the,
So they've agreed to
I'm
do
sorry.
that, yeah.
with the in-kind donations, I mean, do you have in mind what you want in terms of hats and gloves? I mean,
Hats,
I mean,
yeah,
just
just hats.
hats, yeah.
You know, there are churches that have knitting groups that.
Yeah, we got some
knit
donated
hats.
to
Yeah,
us.
so it's
Crazy.
doing the drive.
They do it for the knit
I know
unit,
it's for the Lotus Center, yeah.
but
Yeah, I mean,
But they can donate 250 hats. I
No,
mean, usually it says in quantities of 250, so
I know.
they have to,
No,
it has to be in,
I
it
mean-
doesn't have to be in.
it doesn't, what I didn't wanna have was like,
Here's 3 hats.
yeah, I guess, and then it's like, yeah. I was because we do have money, again, we have $2,000 to spend to buy the rest of this stuff. And so if somebody wants to give us something, I really don't think we're gonna be short on too many of the basic items. It was just kind of like, if somebody wants to give us an additional 250 of something that they have laying around, like toothbrushes or something, deodorants, face washes, whatever it is, we'll add it to the kit. The other thing that somebody had said was about feminine hygiene products. And I think if we can get some of that as well, we will not put it in the backpack, we'll make separate feminine hygiene kits that can be distributed to those who need it. So it won't be in every backpack, just to kind of, we know that those things are expensive and not everybody needs those things, so. I mean, it doesn't hurt to put, but just a thought. Okay, I would be mindful of time. It'll be known for the MLK celebration and panel discussion. I sent you all an email with an update of some suggestions for panelists, and Rondra Moore said yes immediately to be our moderator, so I wanted to thank you all. I think you all could suggest something here, and suggested him, and he said excited to do it. Our theme is history will have to record that the greatest tragedy of this period of social transition was not the strident clamor of the bad people, but the appalling silence of the good people. I think that, silence is violence. And that's the theme. So the only person on the panel who I have a full hard confirmation from is Dr. Mary. He has recommended her, and I had sent her an email like, would you want to do it, or do you have a recommendation for who should do it? And she said, I want to do it.
Aw.
I said, okay, great, I get on board. Uzziah sent me 2 names, which actually I think he had sent me Reverend Terry Clark, or Uzziah's brother. And so, I don't know, if he would do it.
Yeah, I think we'd be willing to do it.
I think we should ask.
They were young professionals.
Yeah, I kind of was like, we want a mix of like wisdom, aid, and young youth. Lakeisha suggested her son, who's the second vice president of the NAACP, whose name I didn't have when I wrote this,
Yeah.
sorry,
That's a,
sorry, he gets identified as such. Did you talk to him about it?
yeah.
He's on board?
What's his
Locked
name?
in.
Great.
ARANAR. Gaffney, GAFFNEY.
Yes.
21.
Okay. I probably won't ask Reverend Kirk as well, if that's okay, and just go with if that's okay. And then Tanya Paff said, can I be a maybe? And I said, can you let me know by next Friday? And she said, just ask me again, question mark? So tomorrow, I'm sitting there asking, I think this is me asking you again. And if she wants to do it, great. If not, it's okay. I really won't have my feelings hurt. But I think we would need to fill in 1 or 2 additional spots then. And I know other people had sent me things. I was trying to be mindful of like gender and representation on this and age representation. I think like a millennial woman, like that's kind of kept coming to my mind, like a 30s woman.
This is to fill a tiny spot or
Or
The
to
additional
do
spot.
an additional spot. So if Tanya says yeah, if she says no, I might not fill, or actually we had talked about Judge Newton. And so I might ask Judge Newton. And if we don't have an elected official, I'm okay. But it's nice to have, we've had that historically. I mean, we've only done it twice. This is the 3rd annual. But I'm just trying to solidify this.
that hasn't been on. Like,
It's
been on already.
You need an elected
You
official.
guys send her a message, just through signal. I don't think you have to do a formal email. Or maybe
Let me
you
wait till I get back. That's kind of,
Oh, yeah, cause that might be an interest,
Maybe I'll fit to.
yeah, I just don't wanna.
So,
yeah.
I'm a judgment.
Is Alexis millennial? What? She's millennial. Alexis.
Yeah.
I wonder if she.
Katie had also emailed and recommended maybe asking somebody from the Indiana Black Legislative Caucus. And part of me was, number one, I wanna wait till I hear back from Tanya and just not to fill the entire panel with a bunch of elected officials. The second thing was, it is kind of hard to ask somebody to come to a different community for Martin Luther King Jr. Day when they might be doing something in their own community. And so, I will ask, but.
Good idea. Yeah. I
Like,
saw.
if you're a representative,
I saw that.
yeah,
For
for
sure.
Gary, Indiana, like, I'm not sure that you're gonna want to
Grab
go to Terre Haute, but maybe, I don't know, it's just a thought.
Chickens and elected officials in the area.
I just, yeah, specifically, like, another. This doesn't have to be a woman, but. That was a,
Yeah, but
that was
Tanya
a
said
demographic
so.
that I was thinking we were missing, yeah, someone in that youth. Doesn't, yeah, like a college student's fine too, but, I was just trying to.
It's like a young professional. I mentioned Dr. Donald.
You did, and I forgot
Yeah.
to write that down, so.
Very active.
Kelsey Bogart.
No, but it's not very sorry.
Oh, yeah, get the Sahi folks going.
And just largely like she's in the community, but not necessarily
Yeah, actually.
passionate about the community here.
Yeah.
She's from Memphis, like, you know, I'm from New York, and New York is always gonna be my home, but some of us haven't transitioned to like the community presence.
Consider it invite, but
Yeah.
maybe not.
But Dasha be very active in the community,
No,
Yeah.
1 million
doing
percent.
a lot of things.
And she's in the court, works in the court too, so that might be.
Yeah, really active Homeless Coalition, yes, yes.
Did you try to reach out to Carlton Martin?
Who?
Did you try to reach out to Carlton Martin?
No, that's where I'm trying to find a woman. Yeah, for next year.
He's an IU alumni, and he was on the homeless commission, the national homeless commission, he's legal counsel for them. He is from Terre Haute, and he's anxious.
Yeah,
From Terre Haute, but currently doesn't live here.
also, did you send me a contact for them?
I did not.
Okay, that was it.
I just sent
I
him
could still read that, yeah, no, yeah, that's okay. Well, I was like, oh, you did send me,
like I said, names.
3 or 4 minutes, and I was like.
I'm not gonna say no more. I'm not gonna say nobody else's name, so
Yeah.
it is.
I was on my. Okay, I don't think there's anything else, the rest of the stuff is hopefully quick. Nothing to approve there. Questions though, before we move on? Yes.
Are we gonna think about race? Are we looking for all black panel? I mean, that's what I'm kind of hearing. Do you think about that?
Yeah, especially if Tanya doesn't participate, do we want,
I'm sorry,
is that what we're aiming for, or?
it was a question
Yeah.
on the table, because that's what it appears.
Yeah. Guess it depends if Tanya's there.
No, that's fair. I guess. I will say, previously, we've had, like a multi-racial panel. I will also say that our panels have also skewed
Exclusively
Election.
either. Because we are better together. We're gonna be honest.
we don't have to make this decision right this second. We do need to make it very soon.
Well, I think it'll be helpful to know if Tanya is participating and if
Okay,
Judge Newton.
so what I should do is we have Mary confirmed.
Her son confirmed,
Confirmed,
his brother.
is not confirmed. But I can confirm.
Please.
Okay. Tanya, need confirmation. And then for next year, maybe. I'm not saying, or do we want to, Dasha, is that who we for sure want to ask or do we, okay.
I don't know
Yeah.
what that is.
Or do we want to try to be more mindful about finding other racial representation in that, for that slot? And like if Tanya isn't there, we will fill that with somebody else. Again, being mindful of having
I think it would be good to have the multiracial.
yeah, okay.
To have,
I didn't hear
what you said,
Multiracial
Yeah.
panel, yes.
Well,
Agreed.
I know we're talking about local, but I keep thinking about Uno Blessed from our group too, with the labor unions and like a lot of her name's Uno Blessed, and she's on our leadership development team.
Yeah, she's the director of the Indiana AFL-CIO, the union.
But just a lot of activism, organizing work, very similar to like the, very aligned with calls for action for rights across disparity and marginalization and beyond. And so And she's a woman of color and it's just phenomenal, so. And even I know they're Indian people, I'm so sorry. I've been brushing shoulders with them recently and they're super cool. But Carla, who talked about the precinct committee race that she did, she just won an award with the Latino Expo, I think, but anyways, doing similar work across race, but still rooted in the grounded framework of Martin Luther King and mobilizing but political action, classism, pushing back there, and I don't know, just some options, but
Sounds like this could be another.
I don't know.
I think,
I might be thinking too, I'm a little
One
bit
thing is
too
I'm
tied
like-
into the.
always the like goal for this, for what I've heard, is that it should be like about local.
Okay.
Like, how does Terre Haute take Dr. King's message and live that locally? And the other thing is like local people know, and that's why we advocate, who's on the panel, and that like brings people in, like.
I'm just trying to get different voices, because a lot of the times what you find is.
Yeah.
When events are happening, it's the same people all the time, and so that's how Dasha's name came up. There are a lot of silent people who are just doing the work and they don't necessarily care about the recognition. They're just doing what they're supposed to do, and just putting different people at the forefront.
Could you give us until like the day Friday?
Oh, no, 1,000.
Because I'm trying to like go through my brain, but
No, and it's not just something to like go through your phone, your Facebook, all of that. Cause I'm gonna push Tanya to let me know. And if not, and we can fill that spot, and if we need to fill that on Monday, that's fine, but preferably only one more person that isn't.
Love her, but.
Okay.
I saw a post recently.
Yeah.
I am going to, let's talk deliverables. I'm going to confirm with Tanya, but I'm going to give you all until, for Uzziah's suggestion, Friday end of day, which really could be Sunday night. We'll just say Sunday night, to get me a suggestion, for, again, we're trying to be mindful of things like gender and race, so preferably maybe a woman, non-binary person, just to have that other representation. Yeah, your name actually was,
Oh.
as a woman, not, it was by D actually.
Oh,
D.
really? Oh,
Um,
I mean, I'm available that evening and present. So if needed, I'd be happy to contribute in that way, but I also wanna make sure it's what?
I said yes. so-
Yeah, Russian, oh my god.
I will still give,
I
I will still
because
give
she asked me first, and I was like, you know what? I remember distinctly saying that there should be young people in this space, and I'm in spaces already,
Yeah,
so that's where my son came in.
sure, and he's great,
yes,
so.
no, I'm so glad, thank you so much for doing that.
I'm gonna vote for Katie
Okay.
again.
Oh my gosh. I was crying right now.
I said,
Oh my gosh, I'm like warm inside.
she's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't, yeah, and we get questions and stuff in advance and.
And do you need to clear it with your job at all? You're not speaking on their behalf,
No,
I think I just will not,
tell them.
I will just do it.
Okay, great.
but the environment over there is
Yeah,
different.
If you still have somebody else, I still do need to confirm with Tanya.
okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Because I think that would create
Yeah,
the
it is.
balance that we're looking for.
Absolutely.
Because then if Pastor Hutchinson says yes, so then you got the two males slotted, right? You know, Dr. Mary
Tanya, maybe.
is a maybe, but if
If
not,
not, maybe, are we okay with, Judge Newton as an alternative, or is there somebody else that's an elected official? That we just traditionally had a local elected official on the panel. Brandon did it twice, he's for sure not doing it, he's
yeah,
not
it's,
here.
yeah.
It's also.
I don't know
I
the
think
elected
that
officials.
Candace did it last year,
Yeah.
I love Candace, I would ask her again, but I also think,
Yeah,
we
again, it's
we should,
opening it up to
yeah,
Yeah.
new voices.
Is 68 again?
Yeah, when they're probably
not
their own
really. Yes, he's local, I'm not throwing him.
No.
I'm not throwing him.
How many counties?
Because he's a local elected official, I'm not throwing him out.
Okay.
I will tell,
No,
I will tell them I will be.
Charlie, agent Astral.
I'm keeping my shit. But I'm here for maybe.
Curtis Devon.
I'm here for, no, not Curtis, but I do love Curtis.
Yeah,
I think Curtis is great,
Steve.
but he's a judge, I will say that. So, there's that.
Sorry.
I don't
How about Lucky
know
Reddy?
elected officials.
Oh, I would
Suggest.
maybe Judge Reddy as an alternative as well, on the like, to Tanya.
It's on the list.
Yeah, I know of her.
I don't know, or.
I would know her in the
Mulligan
capacity of my
or-
work.
Yeah, I you want to say the female judge?
I know Judge Milliken's
No, I
been
agree.
helpful for,
Yeah, it's
Judge
just.
Sheehan is one that, like, Judge Sheehan is my age group, he's like a little bit older than me. That's one that I would throw out there.
Mhm.
Who is it, would you say?
Matt Sheehan,
We have lots of judges. Some might say that's.
also too, well, he's not an elected official, but I thought about him as an attorney, Eric Fry.
And that's why I was like, let me hear, because there's so many people I don't know.
yeah, we should write it down, we can have a gathering.
So, yeah. And for me, the elected official makes sense
Yeah.
for several reasons. One, and that's me, there's some of these people I don't know, like I hear their names, but this is a way for the community also to interact with that person. The flip side of that is that, one, you don't want the elected official to be performative, because this is not the time to be performative.
An election.
So you want somebody who's gonna truly authentically speak to the purpose of the event.
Probably not somebody who's like actively
Running, like Greg is.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Here's I just popped in my head, I didn't think was more about it, but Pat McIntyre.
Oh, yeah, I met her, yes.
Her whole career was as
We need an org chart.
I need business, yeah.
And she did visuals. I don't know. Anyway, she would be very.
She's on the slope, or she was on the slope.
Yeah, and she was taught at St. Mary's, yeah, and she taught,
Philosophy.
yeah, something like that, anyway. She and John are just bad.
She's my professor.
If they got Tanya, I'll probably go Tanya, Judge Reddy, then Newton.
And Lucky's
And then anybody else.
running, I think, but I don't think there's anybody running against her.
Okay.
So, I don't.
I feel less type of a way about that if there's no one running against them.
Oh, there's nobody running against
I
her?
don't think so.
Oh, she's running unopposed, so,
Yeah.
Judge
That's
Reddy.
that's,
Well, I mean,
that's,
we can all cross our fingers to chime in, and I ask me a later question, she says yes, and then we're going,
Yeah,
and
and
I'm
it's-
not worried about this.
Maybe she just didn't have anything to
Yeah.
write it down.
Yeah, cause I'm like,
she usually is.
asking,
Yeah.
We're thinking, trying to make sure we're being equitable, not only selecting from certain like parties or something. Like if we were to ask, like Senator Gunn
Like,
or
right.
something, but he's in
He's
an
running.
election year, so I think, and I do know someone who's running, so I can, so, I don't wanna be choosing only.
Sonya's not running till.
But I'm also, I want this to be a meaningful panel, not
Correct.
an opportunity to perform, yeah, absolutely. Sunday night, we have somebody else, but Katie Luger is.
Yeah. And so I'll defer my person.
Yeah, and so then next year, Keisha.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
we have a plan, next 5 years of.
Lots of
And then remember, we'll have to do the contract information for, year rep for next year.
I've said like 3 names, and everybody got shut down, so I'm like, I don't know
Anybody anymore.
I don't know anybody, I'm invisible over here.
No.
No, you're not.
I bought a lot of stuff. I bought magnets, t-shirts, pens, hand sanitizer spray cards, chip clips, and silicone keychains. I spread the love around Terre Haute to a few different vendors. I requested quotes from 4 different vendors, and I went with whoever was the cheapest on every item. Great thing about City Press is they have no minimum, or is that minimum, on t-shirt orders. So if we ever needed to just order one, they would do that. And I said,
Okay.
but also they were the cheapest for t-shirts, but it was good to know that. So if the t-shirt is does not look the way you want it to, it is 1000% no problem, we'll get it redone. They sent me the proof today. I gave them a check mark since it's just the logo, on a white shirt, but.
So when you say that, just do one, is the pricing, I mean, I go to
It depends on the size, for.
t-shirt one.
As the sizes go up, they do add a
Yes, right.
surcharge, but they, I think it was $15 or something.
Because when I get Strings Festival t-shirts, I have to get 100 of them, even though I don't have 100 children, because and I have, if anybody wants some t-shirts, I have lots left over, of various ages and sizes and themes, but because the pricing is such that it's cheaper for me to buy 100 and not use some than to buy 20.
Small through extra large were $13.73, XLs were 15 something, so. Honestly, not only was it no minimum, they were also the cheapest price, so that was great.
Where are they? Where are they located?
City Press, they are on Ohio.
And Union.
Actually, yes, so our shirts are gonna be union printed, they'll
Put
have
the
the
bug
union
on it.
bug on it.
And we learned about this, that's why all this union talk, I learned so much.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Our other products, for example, Tabco, they're not used, so they won't be, but we're spreading the love to all of these different vendors, which I do feel good about. However, my motivation is really just the cheapest price.
But it worked out.
Yes, and I spent under what you all gave me permission to spend.
Who
I had
owns
to-
City Press?
What?
Who owns City Press?
Somebody out of Indianapolis, technically.
It's like
But, yeah, it's Easy Mail LLC. But they have a local people working there.
Yeah.
And that's all I got on that front. If there's anything that we, want next year, we'll do that next year. But we spent a lot of stuff. I feel good. We got a lot of great stuff. I didn't rebuy the notepads and stuff these were the things that we talked about last time. The next thing you have, I really want to be mindful of time, is this project we worked on with Dr. Mary's PhD cohort. Brandon set aside funds for next year for 2 different programs. One is he's hoping to, we're never gonna bridge the, I was talking about it earlier, there's been a lot of federal cuts to programs. We're never gonna bridge that gap. But he is talking about ways to fund nonprofits through kind of a grant program that we're hoping to administer through the United Way. And also potentially, not even a grant, but like help pay for a program where like nonprofits could have their boards be trained, like at sessions that the United Way would run. Anyway, the other thing we wanted to do was start a grant for neighborhood groups to have their neighborhood projects be done. And so there's with the mindset of like, we want to be equitable with this. We don't want all of the projects to be going to the neighborhood that's the loudest or the neighborhood that is the wealthiest, that has the means. So we worked with the ISU students for this second project, and they delivered their presentation to me. It was in draft. Their final project wasn't going to be finished until this week. And it should be finished now. But they attached here is their executive summary for it. The idea with this program is that administering funds to a group requires that they have some sort of, that they are a for-profit business, obviously, or they're a nonprofit, 501c3. There's lots of neighborhood groups that are just, neighbors gathering around the kitchen table. So instead of issuing funds, we are gonna essentially put out a request for projects. And what we would do is we would then do the project for them. Like we would take on paying or having our people install the bench, having our people paint the sign, whatever it is that these projects. They came up with a rubric for us. They suggested who should sit on the committee that would review these applications, outreach strategies to make sure we're not, only doing outreach to certain people. Then they also came up with the idea to, if you're gonna have this program where people have to apply, to have a day where people can come and do the application with, help from city staff to help them fill it out, get it completed, have like a virtual training where people can learn about the program, all of these things. They did phenomenal. They also created logos for this program, which they presented. We would like them to come to the city with that final product at a city council meeting, which we haven't selected a date yet. It will be hopefully one of those first 2 meetings in January. I will let you all know, because I'd love for you to come hear it from them. They did a great job. I'm very impressed. This program would not start until probably like April of next year, just to give me a little time to get through the programs we have. And then I would be working on this project, helping to administer these, not grants, but like projects for community groups. I think it's a really cool way to fill a gap. A lot of people could choose how they see the beautification of their community. It could also be like a block party. It doesn't have to be a project. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you. And I will keep you updated.
Do we ever reach out to the community foundation?
Do we? We have not. I know they're on a pause right now.
Yeah, for Vigo.
Oh, if we've got an idea for something, we can ask, we could. Because I think it'll open next fall, is what I've heard through the grapevine. The last thing is our meeting schedule for next year. We need to confirm what dates we're gonna be. We meet the third Wednesday of every month at 5 p.m. There's one third Wednesday of a month that doesn't work for me, and you all can meet without me, but it's usually that.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I put a little asterisk, it's to April 15th.
Yes, we won't.
Katie will also not be here, it's for our leadership program. We will be traveling to Washington DC.
Cool.
I'll come to
Yeah.
party.
Just
Will we
can-
move that to your second?
That's up to you all. We will approve this as you all amended. So if you would like to, if you want to check your calendars while we're all here, and we want to choose either the April 8th, could be April 8th, that's the second Wednesday. We could do April 22nd, which is the fourth Wednesday. Or we could do a Tuesday or it can't be like the next, I'm out the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, that week. So that week, preferably just not that week. Or leaving Thursday or Tuesday night.
22nd would be best, would be the fourth Wednesday.
22nd,
Otherwise,
This is the
the third.
22nd, that's fine.
April 22nd, we'll move it to that. And I will be publishing this in the newspaper 2 times to let the public know that we are meeting the third Wednesday of each month, unless otherwise indicated, which it will be on this. 5 p.m. still good for everybody? Try to do that in this year about 1 hour. It's a goal. Can we approve that? As amended?
I'll motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? You got it.
Ask for statements.
One quick one. So the Pride Center is working with the AIDS Memorial Quilt, to bring a piece of the quilt to Terre Haute. It's 12 foot by 12 foot, so too large for the Pride Center, which is wild to think about. But essentially we're aiming for, I think, April 25th through 28th. Ricky, one of our fundraising folks, is meeting with Susie with the Vigo County History Center to see if we can add a location at the History Center instead of the Pride Center. But it's about $800 to bring the quilt here to Terre Haute. So we're gonna be reaching out for sponsorships. I don't know if Ricky's already reached out or not, but I at least wanted to put it on your radar if we wanted to partner. And the piece of the quilt that we're bringing is Harold Fink, and he is one of the original co-owners or founders of Our Place, which ties back to the anniversary celebration that we had in October for Terre Haute history. And so it's going to be honoring folks who died from AIDS and talking about ways that responsibility for, public health intervention, especially for marginalized groups, regardless of sexual orientation, identity, and race, but specifically looking at how those populations were abandoned in many ways by families, the government, healthcare. And so, yeah, so if the commission would like to be involved in that, we'd love to have you. I think we're aiming for around $200 for sponsorships, but I also know because Pride Fest will be coming up around that same time, I don't know if that's too big of an ask on behalf of the Pride Center for too many things for one org or anything like that. So I do want to be mindful of that and not be biased in that ask. But if you know of groups who want to partner, we need about $400 sponsorship just to get the quilt here.
We have $1,000 more next year in civic promotions. What I can do if it would be helpful. So when do you need to know by?
What a great question that I have the answer to.
Like,
Ricky
it's not like
knows.
coming next week, right?
No, I think we need to put the order in maybe like 2 months in advance, so.
Okay, so we got a little time. what I can do is kind of do a breakdown of how we, I mean, it's in here, but it's maybe not the most beautiful, how we spent money. I already did say in here, I do an end of your financial report at our January meeting, once I get the end of your financials, how we spent our money, plus the budget that I wrote in May, it's always hard,
And technically, if you, since we went over for the sponsor, because technically our little was at 250, no, 2,500, thank
And we
you,
did 3,000.
and 3,000. So what I could also talk about with Ricky is if we wanted to just kind of move some of that, add you all as a sponsor, and then we see if we can find a little more. I don't know, I gotta look with him and see how we did our budget with that, but I feel like that's doable if for some reason you all don't wanna add in more, which is understandable, but yeah.
So is 200, I mean, when you say we're looking at $200 sponsorships, if there was a small organization
Oh, yeah,
that wanted to do less, that would be,
Yeah, because the benefits package is essentially like, we'll put your logo on the promo items and your technology of the event, and you couldn't come to the event. It's pretty, it's a little smaller of an experience, and it's gonna be more people walking through to come see it at the History Center that weekend. If the History Center, digs the quilt, but that's the goal.
is there anything? Is there any other business? Someone move to adjourn?
So moved.